This presentation is on Joseph S. Lawley. Dr. Lawley was born in 1952, died in 2001. He earned his bachelor's degree in 1977 from Westchester University, his master's degree in 1985 from Millersville University, and in 1990, his doctoral degree from Lehigh University. Interesting facts about Lawley include that he was active really only for 11 years in the field of behavior research after he got his doctorate. He was on the faculty at the University of Pennsylvania Medical School for 9 years, and after that, he went to be on the faculty at Holy Family College. He had just joined them when he had passed away. During the years he published, he was part of a research team that published over 100 papers, and it was noted in one source that he had 2 terms on the board of editors for the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis because of the quality and detail of his research efforts. I found a number of articles by Lawley. The first was in Remembrance from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis in 2001. The ones I selected for this particular project that I reviewed were because they seem to really have an emphasis on practical procedures for teaching reading or managing behavior and schedules of reinforcement. A lot of his work dealt with condition reinforcement or reinforcement schedules. He's really known to me, or what I really liked about the work he did, was he really pioneered or looked for practical and simple methods to implement schedules of reinforcement, because that's not only beneficial to the practitioner in that ease of use to implement well is helpful, it will assist the clients in developing appropriate desired behaviors if the most simple and most practical methods work as well as something more complicated. His work led to the development of many procedures that have been common practice in the field. Examples of his work include his research on behavioral momentum, competition between positive and negative reinforcement contingencies, descriptive assessment, response class hierarchy, and non-contingent reinforcement. This reference is a quote from the Applied Behavior Analysis International Conference in 2012. There was a series of workshops presented then on his importance and contributions to the field of ABA. So he either pioneered, contributed significantly response class hierarchies, choice and condition reinforcement, response induction, stimulus generation, fixed time schedules, response covariation, and delayed reinforcement and behavioral momentum. I was particularly interested in his delayed reinforcement research, where he found that the use of hand signals when applied as information regarding delayed reinforcers worked with children. I was very interested on his reinforcement research. So my questions included, why or what did your study on the reinforcement of sensory or perceptual stimuli for repetitive behaviors find? And the reason I chose this question is I know people that do engage in repetitive behaviors that seem to be, at first glance, contrary to being beneficial to them, but he did find that they get reinforcement from these sensory or perceptual repetitive behaviors. The use of MAN seemed to help with the delay of reinforcement schedules, and I'd really like to know more about his thoughts about why that happened. Because I like to work with younger people, the procedures he would recommend for teaching appropriate responses, I would love to know more about from him. What reinforcers did he find work the most effectively with individuals? I noticed he used food sometimes, and I thought that was very interesting. Of course, those were studies with younger people or very developmentally delayed persons. I would like to know what reinforcers he might recommend for me in my work with more higher functioning young people. And how does delayed reinforcement play into the shaping of expected behavior? I'd really like to see that because applying immediate reinforcement is not always practical in a clinical or educational setting. The references I use for this presentation are noted here, including the Association for Behavior Analysis, research by Schubel and Lally, and Vollmer, Barrero, Lally, and Daniel. Thank you.